Have you ever replayed a moment in your mind and thought, if only I had been ready? Not because the chance never came, but because when it did, you weren't prepared to take it. Most people believe opportunity arrives when life is calm and predictable. But it doesn't. It arrives in chaos. In ordinary moments. Disguised as routine. And only those who are ready recognize it. This is a story about one of those people. In a crowded coastal city where ambition lived side by side with struggle, there was a small logistics warehouse near the port. Trucks came and went day and night, carrying goods most people never thought twice about. Inside that warehouse worked a 29-year-old inventory clerk named Ethan. Ethan wasn't important. At least, that's what everyone thought. His job was simple: track shipments, record numbers, report damages. It paid just enough to survive. Most employees treated the work like a dead end. They complained about management, scrolled their phones during shifts, and counted hours until closing time. But Ethan worked differently. Every morning, he arrived early. He checked reports twice. He studied supply chain systems during lunch breaks. He took free online courses in operations management after work, even when exhaustion sat heavy on his shoulders. People mocked him. "Why work so hard here?" they asked. "This place won't take you anywhere." Ethan always replied the same way. "Maybe not. But I'm taking myself somewhere." What no one knew was that Ethan dreamed of working in global operations, helping companies move smarter, faster, better. He didn't have powerful connections. No mentor. No shortcuts. Just preparation. He kept a folder on his laptop labeled, "When it happens." Inside were analyses, improvement proposals, and simulations he had built on his own time. Projects no one had ever asked to see. Weeks passed. Months passed. Nothing changed. Then one Wednesday morning, everything did. A major shipment went missing. The warehouse erupted into panic. Managers argued. Phones rang non-stop. The company's biggest client was furious. If the shipment wasn't located, the contract would be lost. By noon, a senior executive from the parent company arrived unannounced. Her name was Claire Morgan, head of global operations. She walked through the warehouse with sharp eyes and little patience. Reports were inconsistent. Explanations were weak. Everyone blamed someone else. Ethan watched quietly. Then he noticed something. A pattern in the timestamps. A mismatch between outgoing and scanned cargo. A routing error no one had checked. He hesitated. Who am I to speak up? I'm just a clerk. But then he remembered something he had written in his notes months earlier. Silence is the enemy of readiness. Ethan stepped forward. "Ma'am," he said carefully, "I think the shipment wasn't stolen. I think it was misrouted." The room went still. Claire turned to him. "Explain." Ethan didn't ramble. He didn't guess. He pulled out his tablet and calmly walked her through the data, the error, and the likely location of the shipment, 3 hours north at a secondary port. It took 20 minutes to verify. He was right. The shipment was recovered by evening. Later that day, Claire called him into a quiet office. "How long have you been doing this kind of analysis?" she asked. Ethan answered honestly. "On my own. For a long time." "Why?" "Because I didn't want the day I was noticed to be the day I started preparing." Claire studied him for a moment, then smiled. "Most people wait for permission to grow," she said. "You didn't." She asked him to send his work. All of it. Ethan opened the folder titled, "When It Happens." It had happened. 2 weeks later, Ethan received an offer to join the company's operations strategy team. 6 months later, he was leading optimization projects. 2 years later, he was helping redesign global distribution systems. One afternoon, a junior employee asked him, "How did you get so lucky?" Ethan shook his head. "Luck didn't find me. Readiness did." Here's the truth this story leaves us with. Opportunity doesn't wait for confidence. It doesn't care about comfort. It doesn't announce itself. It appears once, and moves on. The people who rise aren't the most gifted. They're the most prepared. So ask yourself, if opportunity showed up today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, today, would you be able to answer the call? Because preparation is not what you do after the chance arrives. It's what you do quietly, consistently, when nothing seems to be happening. And when the moment comes, readiness speaks for you.